I'm going to show you how we make a Google form. So again, here in your drive, drive.google.com, you need to be signed into your email account. You can choose where you want this thing to go. So we're going to go back to our example of things for fall, and we're going to make a new, let's make a new folder called Parent Help. Okay, so we've got our new folder created. We can go inside there, and we're going to do new, over here to more, and do Google Forms. So this is going to bring up a new tab within your document. You can go ahead and give it a title right here in the top. And we're going to rename this one Parent Help 2015. Okay, so it's got that. One of the first things I would do if you're creating something that you intend for anyone else outside of Cedar Springs to get into, and if you've ever gotten one from me and you're like, I can't get into this, it may be because I forgot to uncheck this little box right here. And so I would uncheck that. We do not want to require a sign-in. Most of our parents do not have Cedar Springs church logins, so they would not be able to do that. So I leave all of these off for almost every single form that I have. You can come right down here. Again, you can change. If you change this title, it doesn't necessarily change it up here, but if you want this one to say, if anybody ever figures out the plural of my last name, let me know. This form description here, it would be what you're actually going to do. So once you got your description there all typed up. Now, I will tell you too, this description will show up in the email. So if you email this form to somebody, it's going to put that in there. So just be mindful of what you put in that. So it goes ahead and starts you with the first question here. This just has an untitled one. If I first want to definitely collect the child's name, I can do that. And we don't need a multiple choice here. We want to actually tell it a different question type. So there's text, there's paragraph text. I'll show you what a few of these are. Something like a name would just be something easy to give that. If you wanted a whole suggestions for what you should do next year or something like that, you could do a paragraph text. If you do a multiple choice, this of course will let you choose just one thing. If you do check boxes, that lets you choose a couple. So if you said things we want to have at our fall festival, and you could have pumpkins and soda and whatever, people could check multiple of those if it's a check box. They can choose from a list. So we would give them a list of drop downs. So 12 to 1 o'clock, 2 to 3 o'clock, and 5 to 7 o'clock time frames. They could choose from a list, and you list all those options there. You can give it a scale, a grid, a date, or time. The nice thing about these date and times is you don't have somebody entering it in wrong. So if you do say to select a date that they want their parent conference or something like that, once you tell it date here, you can include the year, month, whatever, and they're going to have to select those. So instead of just typing in March 8th and them not saying it backwards or whatever, this would also be great for some of our families who maybe English is not their first language, and it actually tells them the month, the day, so that we're not writing dates backwards or anything like that. So for name, we just need the text. And you can make it required or not required. I would definitely make sure they don't skip that one. So we'll make that one required. We're going to add another item, and this little box to the right here gives you the different options. So we're going to add one more text, and this is parent name. Again, we want to make that required. And now we want to do a section break. So we call that a header, and this would just be something else fairly large like this. And we could say this would be for schedule. Again, if you needed some little description, you could do that there, but it's just going to give that big break there in the middle. And let's do this, times to help. Please tell us when you can help. Okay. So underneath times to help, we want to have one of these. So if you want to give that, if you just tell it to add an item, you can always decide exactly which kind of thing that you want to make. The other nice thing is you can drag these around. So if you want to ask the parent's name first or the child's name first, you can just drag them back and forth. Also, if you want to duplicate an item, so if you want to make another one of these that says parent number two's name or dad's name or whatever, you can do that. Since I've got two of those there, I'm going to drag this one down low in the times to help. And I'm going to show you how we'd make this. If you come over here to edit, we're going to make this preferred time. And we're going to make this we're going to give it a date. we want to include the year and include the time. And that's going to be a required one. We'll say, please, top choice. So done. Okay, and then I'm going to show you what this looks like as far as the results and how you can customize it real quick. So if you view live form, it'll show you what this looks like. It's kind of got a boring background and pretty basic text and all that, but you can at least see what it's going to look like. See if you need to add more instructions here, less instructions, kind of these other headers and things like that. And then again, this date and time is nice because it makes you enter those in, and then it's going to let you select the actual time. You can also select it from a calendar, which is great. And then they would hit submit. If you come back over here, view responses, that's going to build you a Google Sheet. So if you haven't watched the video yet on Google Sheets, that's going to build you a Google Sheets of all your responses. And I'll show you an example of one of those. But you can click Change Theme. And scroll down the side here. You've seen probably a lot of these. Once you click on one, it's going to change that around. And then if you're just really wanting to do one, there is a custom option. If you can come really to any of them and click customize down here. And so if we want this image to be different at the top, that's the header image. We can change that to, where's that Tennessee picture that we had? Say it's for somebody's kids. We'll do this one, birthday. Sweet. Then there's just the birthday at the top. And if we want to go in and change the background instead of this blue polka dot, whatever, we just want it to be kind of that purpley color. And then the page background, we can change the image there as well. You can choose from some of the ones that they have on Google, or we'll just do this one. Just find one that you got somewhere. There we go. So that looks a little random, but a little bit better. And again, it's saving all that stuff automatically. So you don't need to hit save or anything, just back. Okay, last couple of things I'm going to show you. Here's view responses. So if you click that, it's going to build that sheet, and it's going to let you know the same title as your form, Parent Help 2015. But it's going to let you know that these are the responses. And so once you start getting these in, they'll have a timestamp, always time and date, that they submitted it. And then if you've given them the preferred time, the parent name, the child's name. So I'll show you what this looks like if they submit one. We'll do Brandon, Jennifer, and I want my month to be September 23rd, 2015. And we'll say 9 a.m. And they hit submit. And it tells them, thank you, yay. Where you can change that thank you is if you scroll down here to the bottom and say edit questions, it gives you this, your response has been recorded. So sometimes we'll say, look forward to seeing there or something. And then that way they'll get that one. So now if I come back over here to my responses, look, there I signed up Brandon, there's my name, and then there's my date and time. You could split those up if you needed to as well, if you'd rather have two columns. And again, like I showed you in the Sheets one, you could go in and alphabetize these. You could do all the times and see, which one you want first, if you want to see all the 9 o'clocks or all the 10 o'clocks, some different options there. And then lastly, to send this form, since this is definitely something you don't want to print or send out. Oh, I will say the only thing I don't like about this, when you click view responses, this is really the only way to see these responses. So not so much for our application, but if you're using this outside of work or anything and wanted to make a form and actually print out something that looked like this, it doesn't let you. They've asked and people have asked, but for right now it still doesn't do that. So the results come looking nice and straight like this. But to send it, you have a couple of options. So you can come to this view live form, which I got to right here, click view live form, and you can copy all of this website here, hit copy, and then we can go back into our email account. So you can come up here and you can paste this in and have that there. You can also come down here and select the web address here that you want that to go to. You could paste that in. And then if you don't want all of this to be in there, you could delete all of that and just say, click here. That's a popular one. And then you can build your email around it. So click here to sign up for fall, da, da, da. And then you can hit send. And again, we really like you to use that blind carbon copy up here to get your parents. That way they're not seeing each other's email addresses. I'll show you one other way to send this to people. You come back here to your main form. You can come up here in the top right corner and click send form. And if I want to send this to, I keep sending these to the sample one, but send it to a couple of people. I like to uncheck this include form in email. Not everybody can do it from within the email, so I'd rather than just go straight to the link. You have a couple different options here for getting that link as well. And then you can send them a custom message saying like, here's our sign up form or anything like that. But then when you send this, and I'll send this also to myself, I'll show you what this looks like when you get it sent.